That my voice got cut off in the last video. I was just saying in the end that I wanted you to try this example D on your own and then start the new video so you can check your work. So if you didn't get a chance to do this problem yet, go ahead and complete this problem, and then once you've completed it, hit play again and you can check to see if you did it correctly. So first we need to identify our slope and our y-intercept. I see that my slope is 2/3 and my y-intercept is -5. So that being said, I know that this slope here is going to be the same slope of my new equation. So now I can go ahead and write my point slope form. I have y minus a -7, so this will be +7 once I do a chunky plus, equals my slope of 2/3 times x minus my -9, so that's minus a negative or +9. So now I can go ahead and distribute the 2/3, which ends up giving me y plus 7 equals 2/3 x plus 6. And then I'm going to go ahead and subtract 7 from both sides, giving me y is equal to 2/3 x minus 1. So I'm going to graph my first equation in purple, and I will graph my second equation in blue. So when we graph this first equation, my y-intercept is -5. So I got my dot at -5, and now 2/3 slope, so I'll go up 2, forward 3, up 2, forward 3, and then connect my dots. I apologize, I'm going to redo that line because that line was a little bit sloppy. So we connect my dots, and there you go. Now we can take a look at the blue one. This one crosses at -1 and still 2/3 slope, so up 2 over 3, up 2, forward 3, and then connect my dots, and I've got my two parallel lines. So now the question is what happens when you've got parallel lines that you need to find and one of the lines is horizontal or vertical? Well, it's actually quite a lot easier. So then our step one is going to be to graph the given line. If you need to, you can go ahead and make an XY table. So I know that it says y equals 4, so I'm going to have y equals 4 no matter what. So I'm going to pick -2, 0, and 2 just to get them nice and spaced out. So when I graph this, I have -2, 4, 0, 4, and 2, 4. And I knew that this was going to be a horizontal line because it says y equals. And we know that y equals is going to be a horizontal line with a 0 slope. So then step 2 is going to be plot that next given point. So I'm going to go ahead and plot the point -2, 1. And so then I follow to step 3. So we're going to graph a line through the point in step 2 that's parallel to the given line. Well, it has to have a 0 slope, so I know that my line is going to be flat or a 0 slope as well. So now I've got my line. And so we need to know, is it an x equals or a y equals line? Well, if it has a 0 slope, as we know from learning targets 16, 17, 18, and 19, that it's going to be y equals, not to mention that because it's horizontal, it has to be y equals, because this would be like saying y equals 0x plus 4. So we need to have y equals 0x and then have our plus b on the end. And so then step 5 is going to be to write that new equation. Well, it crosses the y-axis at 1, so it'd be y equals 0x plus 1, but we want that simplified, so our final answer is going to be y equals 1. So then you can go ahead and try these two problems on your own. Finding the equation of a line parallel to y equals 3/4 x minus 3 through 8, 1. And find the equation of a line parallel to x equals -5 through 3, 0. Make sure you graph both lines in both situations. And then come with your questions to class tomorrow.